just continuing to characterize what the communities are here. Hello to Brandon Rodriguez, one of the SCFs who will be joining us later this season for the continuation of the exploration of the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument, our expedition from hitting the islands of Baker, Howland, and Johnston.
I'll be there. Hello in the future.
Hello, future friends. Do we have plans to go to the Marianas Trench in the future? This ROV would not be equipped to dive there. Well, we could dive and hover over it at 4,000 meters, but not reach the actual trench feature itself. OET is developing a mobile ROV capability with Little Hercules rated for 6,000 meters, so that'll encompass nearly 90% of the ocean that we'll be able to reach, but still not the deep trenches. If you're interested in deep trenches, check out the 5 Deep expeditions. Those are human-occupied vehicles, a system built to carry 3 people down to the trenches, and they're diving the trenches of each of the ocean basins, so the 5 deepest points on Earth. They recently completed their expeditions of the Tonga Trench, which is a very cool feature. So lots of exploration happening in the community down at hadal depths, meaning the trench depths, but that's not where we focus our missions on.
Looks like after this curvy bit, it just keeps going the same way.
So what adjustment did you make there, Miles?
I just
to get us better in line.
Stopped the ship and moved due west to try and reacquire. We were trying to, you know, keep Argus a safe distance away, but then we got too far away.
Step back.
Reacquire.
Trevor, you want to tell me about the sonars that you're using to keep track of this giant cliff?
Giant cliff. Okay, well, the main sonars we're using are our 2 Kongsberg Mesotechs. One's mounted underneath Argus, one's mounted on the top of Hercules. And those are our primary sonars. They can see up to 100 meters away. We also have a forward-facing only sonar on Hercules, which sees up to about 30 meters, called the Tritech Sea Prince. It gives really good detail of up close, but it doesn't see quite as far, whereas the Mesotechs see farther, but a little less detail up close.
And how does that help you as a pilot?
It sees farther than my eyeballs. So if I'm out of the light pool, if the cliff is out of the light pool, beyond some marine snow or just beyond too much attenuation through the water, so let's say more than 20 meters away, I can still see these things coming. So not only does that help me know where they are, but it also helps me know if they exist at all. So coming up a slope, cliffs don't tend to surprise us that much because we know to expect them and know to prepare for them.
Awesome. If you're watching on the quad view in the lower left-hand image, you've now got the same view, the sonars that your team here in the control van are looking at.
Here's a little wiggly feature.
Yeah, it's actually a great one because you can see it in the Hercules view, see the kind of undulating rock face, and see the same in the rotary sonar there.
You can also see both vehicles and each other's sonars right now. Herc's a little dot next to the cliff and Argus sonar, and
the little
Argus
yellow dot?
Big old schmear on Herc sonar.
How big are the steps right now?
The steps,
Mm-hmm.
the divisions?
Mm-hmm.
On the
yes, the divisions.
Divisions on the sonar, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Argus on the left is 20 meters per division, and Herc's is 15 meters per division. That's all adjustable depending on the situation.
Well explained. Thank you. It's pretty incredible looking at them. You can really just see the direct line. A lot of times when I'm, working with new audiences, it's always interesting to clarify the term C. That we're using acoustics to see where we're going. We're using sound to picture the landscape in a way that we just can't due to the light attenuation in water. I think it's every ocean explorer's dream to just be able to drain the water away. In fact, there's a program that Jim Delgado, who sailed with us a lot and is on our advisory board.
I'll be Argus.
Yeah, draining the water away. Yeah, written in. So the two lasers are set to be parallel. They're scaling lasers, so whether they hit a surface that's close or far away, the two dots are always hitting 10 centimeters apart. So right now, when you're looking far away, it looks like a very small distance, but that's kind of like looking down a set of train tracks. It's an optical illusion that those 2 points meet, although they are parallel. So the way you use them is just to kind of note how far they are apart right there, and then kind of count. So that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, across to see how big a rock is or a particular feature is. And for the questions coming in where we are, you can look up on a map the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. You'd be looking for the Kingman unit, or if you want to look up Kingman Reef, this is actually a ocean feature, a shallow reef, a shallow bank that is part of the exclusive economic zone of the United States. So this is part of our country right here that we are beginning to understand and explore for the first time. Over 50% of American territory is actually underwater, and in the vast majority of that underwater space, we have better maps of Mars than we have of that territory.
I'm not centered,
so
right? I'm not centered. That's correct. Because of that mesocam.
Interesting the number of corals he dropped off.
Yeah. Very interesting, hey? And yet the rocks are just so cool.
Look, it's a little shrimp swimming along here.
Uh-huh.
I love how it looks like they're walking, but not moving.
Have you seen a giant isopod swim?
They're so cool.
Yeah, it looks like they're galloping.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I think they look like little, like Star Wars hovercrafts, because they come like zooming in always from some strange angle, like out of the corner of the field of view. And until you get that angle looking under, they just look like they're hovering.
I like that way to describe it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Not a sponsor. Star Wars, not a sponsor.
Walking shrimp coming in.
Coming in. Rob, question from our viewers. What kind of rock are we looking at? Tell us about it.
I mean, for the most part, I still think it's basalt, but it's hard to tell if it's still part of the limestone reef structure. I still think it's basalt, though. I could be wrong. I really do.
Are all ocean rocks basalt?
For the most part, that's what the basement is made of, the volcanic basement. But then after that, you get sediments on top that can become rock, and also limestone reef-forming material can
Here's
be
a
on
coral.
top of that.
Let's zoom in on this coral.
Okay.
I see a stock sponge coming up too. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Let's give you another bubble gum
Ready?
for you there.
Go ahead.
Megan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
zooming in.
excited. Just 2 for good measure.
2 what?
2 bubble gums this watch.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. The 10 centimeter spacing is not universal across all vehicles and platforms, so always a good question to clarify what the scaling bars or scaling lasers are set to.
Once I get just a wee bit more tether, I'll do this stock sponge, but I'll start lining it up now.
Okay.
But all scaling lasers are set to a 5 or a 10.
I've seen 6.
You've seen 6?
Yeah, they can be set to whatever.
Why?
However you calibrate them.
As long as you know what it is, it's
Can we zoom in
calibrated.
on that
sponge?
sponge, I think? Yeah,
Absolutely.
stock sponge.
Yeah, go ahead, Wayne.
Okay, zooming in.
Yeah, it's like the units don't have to make sense as long as you all agree on what they are.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how subsea navigation works.
Yeah. There you go.
Very cool sponge.
It's so weird that they're stalked sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So many things are on stocks underwater on the deeper stuff, like the crinoids.
Yeah, getting a boost
Yeah.
up out of the boundary layer.
Hoot and the boost.
All right, Trevor, another question for you.
Hit me.
Why does the ROV not kick up sediment when we're transversing on the bottom? Why aren't we churning up the bottom when we fly along?
Okay, well, the foam block makes it neutrally buoyant, and we add a little bit of weight here and there so that the vehicle is actually slightly positively buoyant. So it's always about 30 to 50 pounds positively buoyant, which means we use the vertical thrusters to push the vehicle down at all times. So that means that it's pulling water up from below and pulling it up. So it's the opposite of what you see with like a helicopter, for example. It's not pushing the fluid down, it's pulling it up. And that doesn't push up sediment or anything. That's pretty much the reason.
Thank you. Oh, cool. Pelagic sea cucumber coming into view. See him?
Oh yeah.
The vampire hood ones.
Oh yeah, definitely frame that up, Wayne, and
Okay.
I'll follow it along.
These look like Count Chocula. They have this
Count
super
Chocula.
cool yeah, kind of like modified collar
Yeah, look
that
at
they
that.
use to swim
That
with.
is cool.
Translucent body there, so you can see the digestive tract.
Good purple.
You can zoom a little more, Wayne. Look at him go.
What?
Cool. Staying with him, Wayne. I'm gonna follow him for a bit.
Okay.
Him or her.
To reduce the
Oh, he's coming at me. What's that ring inside of him?
It's part of the digestive tract. It
Okay.
actually just looks like a ring. It's going
It's
out
probably
away
the
from
gut.
you to the far side
Oh, okay.
and then back down.
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay. I have a new answer for when people ask me what's the coolest thing I've seen.
See-through flying sea cucumber?
Yeah. See-through flying vampire.
Count Chocula sea cucumber? Oh, cool. Feeding
just changed
appendages are
color.
out.
Zoom in again, Wayne.
Yeah.
Zooming in.
Those are 2 feet. So sea cucumbers, sea urchins, sea stars, in the same group. You can think about their body plan kind of being stretched
Look at the
out
colors.
versions of
Beautiful.
one another. Like a sea star is, has their symmetry facing down, 2 feet facing down. If you took that design and sort of melded all the arms together, you end up with the basic body plan of a sea urchin. And if you were to stretch that out into a tube shape, you end up with a sea cucumber. So super cool. You can see the 2 feet going right into the mouth right there with almost those star blossom
What are those white flaky
pads
bits?
on the end. I don't know. I don't know if they're extensions of the body. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Polka dot bikini. I know, right? About time.
Well done.
What a great shot. Nice work.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to move along.
Okay, coming wide. Wow, he took us a ways.
Oh yeah, we were transiting there. Woo! Zipping back over here.
Well done.
So the 12 to 4 team are here to take over the watch, so there'll be a little bit of quiet as you start to hear the teams handing off one to another. First hand off the pilots and everybody else in just a few minutes. It's been awesome exploring with you. Stay tuned. This dive will continue for many, many more hours. We're planning a 24 to 30 hour dive, so at least 12 more hours of exploration, possibly more as we work up this dive track. So grab some screen captures, send us a tweet, retweet the dive alert that was out on our Twitter at @EVNautilus. Check out our Instagram today. We have one of our Corps of Exploration members, Alice
Oh, immediately. I
Chinsky,
didn't even hear that.
taking over the Instagram story today. So get some behind the scenes looks at the science communication aboard Nautilus. Everything you're seeing here, remember, is brand new. This is the first ROV dives that have ever been conducted west of Kingman Reef inside the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. We are working off of some bathymetry collected by the Okeanos Explorer, which is really the step one of ocean exploring, which is mapping the seafloor and understanding where we can find seamounts like this, incredible structures on Earth here, rising thousands of meters off the seafloor. And the fact that there is secondary volcanism, parasitic volcanism on top. So we're on our way to a little cone on top of this mountain that we're going to collect some rock samples and see if we can better understand the history of this. When did the seamount originally form? When did this secondary series of volcanism happen? Definitely a lot of great exploration yet to come.
We're changing shifts right now. Kate and Charlotte, just wanted to say enjoy the rest of the dive. I'll give you a call in a little bit.
Down. And then up is to listen.
Good morning.
And then you can flip it, that one up to listen.
Once you get yourself sorted, could we do some micro gauge readings?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Feels like deja vu all over again.
I'll flick you onto SPL too. So you can hear the chatter on SPL.
Oh.
He didn't want to hear us. He just wanted to talk to us.
SPL chatter. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Do you want to see where we're at?
Yes.
I would
We're
like to,
on this.
yes.
We're on this cliff here. You can see it on HYP plan, HIPAC plan. Looks like we came up from our. We departed around here last night. Came up. Now we're going up this ridge, and there's a local. Local high at waypoint 4.
Okay.
After which we have to decide if we're gonna drop down to waypoint 5 because it's quite downslope. But our mission is to get to waypoint 4, strafing along this cliff. However, Steve requests us to.
Roger.
Yeah, I think that's about it. You know, I think we'll kind of stick along the edge here, and then peek our heads up once in a while to see what's on the top. Scan around and then kind of follow back. I think we'll find better attached organisms on the vertical portion, but you know, we don't want to ignore what's on top because might be different communities there once in a while.
Okay.
But generally, I have a good idea of what we've seen and what we need to zoom on, but you know, fish are always high priority, so if you see fishes before we do, zoom in on those, and we'll opportunistically zoom on corals as sponges and invertebrates as necessary.
Okay.
Just so you're aware, we are currently using the DVL as the master position source, but because we're on this cliff, it keeps dropping out, as you see.
Yeah.
So you can still use autos and stuff, but the vehicle marker is shown on the USBL ping, so you'll be bouncing around,
All
but
right.
you're still in DVL to do DVL stuff.
Roger.
But I don't suspect it'll work very well
Yeah.
until you
zero
get
beams.
Not.
so.
Don't
And then
touch that
if we
button.
do get to a point where we can set that all up again, we'll do it. Science, I don't know if you can make a note of that.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be just for navigation purposes later. DVL loss is causing us to use USBL as primary navigation.
What you're saying, Renee, is your DVL doesn't work on the cliff?
Yeah, trying to say.
Copy that.
Don't work.
All right, Steve. So we're gonna just keep on trekking along through the waypoints. Then is that all good with you? Then we'll start moving.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna head. Let's see. What's here? I think if I take this ship a north step, how's that sound to you?
Yeah, it looks like it's along the north track there, yeah?
Right, so we'll do a step north. I don't see much in Argus that way. We can adjust as we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 20-meter moves, you think, for any?
So
yeah, I can do that. 30.
Argus has some serious
Wanna get
altitude
spicy?
there. What's up with that?
Just keep on doing 20s.
Bridge, no?
What's that?
Sorry.
Is that just because we're hanging out over the...
One step, 20
Yeah.
meters, bearing north. Thank you.
Roger.
So
So
our-
I just keep track of the delta depth then.
Yeah, for the delta, then as we kind of transit along, just change change your altitude as it see fits. Yeah, and
That's
then
a reliable number, is it?
sorry.
That's pretty reliable. I can bank on that.
Yeah, that's pretty alright. And then we'll just do our gauge checks every now and then.
Jess,
Yeah,
is it
he-
all right if I
Jess.
bump in a little bit just to get the black little squares out of the corner?
Yeah, actually, you want to come wide for a quick second, then I'm just going to check myself out, and then
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
have you pump in.
That's fully wide.
Fully wide? Okay, let me just...
Do you mind if I do gauges while you're doing that?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, just what button do I push?
Sure is a
That one.
cliff, huh?
Sure is a cliff. All right, you can come in a little bit past that camera if you're.
Right.
All right, that'll be cool.
All right, that move is about half complete.
Roger.
We probably won't see it for a bit, so I won't be able to time. Might put a couple in a row. I won't be able to time our pacing.
Okay,
So, sorry if I put another one in.
go ahead.
Bridge nav.
Is that a 5?
Yeah, it's a 5. Yeah.
Sweet.
Bridge nav. Add one more step, please. Thank you.
Is Steve, any preference as to how deep along this wall you want us to go? What the?
I think we're pretty good right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I would suggest keeping maybe the top edge of the frame kind of level with where the break occurs,
Okay.
where it flattens out. See how that looks, and then if we need to drop down, drop down.
Okay, so you want me to come up a little bit, or are you talking about that break that's in our screen right now?
You can come up a little bit, I think.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, I recently saw a few things when we were doing the watch change up on top of the platform here that I wanted to maybe take a look at, but I couldn't quite see them very clearly.
All right, I'll keep this about there.
Yeah.
I might call the next move slightly towards 15 or 30 rather than 0. Just because I'm looking at that kind of what I believe is the cliff in Argus.
Okay.
I don't want to put Argus on top of it, so
Yeah, that'd be preferable not to.
yeah.
Sorry, Jess, you'll have to help me out here. What 2 gauges am I looking at? HP motor compass.
HPU motor is 6.4, and
It's
the
the one on the left or the right?
high voltage is 6.2.
So HPU's on the left.
HPU's on the left, yeah.
Oh, look, there's another label. Thank you.
I can't stand when they're both going in different directions. I gotta. What I can do is just do a 45, and then that hopefully will back Argus off enough while
Yeah.
still making forward progress.
That'd be nice, yeah. It looks like we're going to go over a bit there.
Yeah, yeah. If you want, I can back off more than 45, but I think that ought to do it.
Let's try out your 45 and see how that sits.
Yeah, because it looks like that'll bring us 45 is due east on that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it should take us out where we want to be.
Yeah.
Pilot, can we take a look at that branching structure coming up?
Sure.
Just below the cliff there.
Roger. Just slowly make our way over there. Video, you want to push in a little bit there, and we'll just kind of frame it up as we drive by?
Bridge nav.
Sorry, you're talking to me?
Very interesting structure. It has some rigidity to it. You can see it kind of
One step,
vibrating.
20 meters, bearing
Video, come in, please. Push in,
045.
please.
Thank you.
That's good. Hold that.
I wonder what this is.
Tilting down a bit for you.
Right underneath the face for you there, though. A little bit. You want us to push in more to see the polyps on this thing?
Yeah, any more zoom? Or
Yeah, hold
push
on.
in?
Yeah, stand by 1 second video.
That's does it feel like Argus is a bit close?
Yeah, I'm backing off at
Alright, video
45,
push
which
in,
should
please.
take us off of this, should take you off
Alright,
to
that's
the
good.
right of your screen.
Roger. Away from the cliff of death.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you.
That's the thought. We got a little bit of a hint of it in the mezzo,
We did.
but should still be 20 meters out. Do you want me to bring that into 10 meters? Or what do you prefer up there? We got 20 and 15 right now.
10 would be nice on Herc, if you don't mind.
10 on Herc.
Steve, is that enough for you, or do you want some more?
Yeah, I think I can identify it from here. It looks, we're all set with this one.
Right, video come wide, please.
This looks like a bamboo coral. You can just see it's branching, it seems like below where the nodes occur.
Yeah, we're
But
picking up
it's,
in
the
sub-bottom.
polyps are completely contracted, so it's not, it doesn't look very coral-like, but
10 meters.
Yeah,
definitely bamboo
spicy.
coral.
That move should be in.
Looks like we're getting closer, Renee. Not
Yeah,
further away.
we might need to come up. Have as Herc this whole feature goes up, as you can see.
Yeah,
So
but Argus is right on top of Herc at the moment.
Right, that's what I'm saying. As Herc goes up, Argus can go up. We should be able to get away from Argus.
Yeah, as we come up this way, I think it'll be
Yeah.
alright.
Okay.
I'm going to come up a little bit, and then we can see that top of the feature. We should be fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there's anything in front of you, Argus, for the Argus mezzo.
Yeah, but it is. I see what you're saying, Dan. It's kind of quite
Don't
close.
don't you typically keep them spread out a little?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So after this 45, yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable with that wrap right there, with that sonar hit there.
This is usually resonant, but this should.
You think it's resonant, or maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a hard return, that one.
I wasn't sure if it was
But,
just catching a lip.
You can also get your tether tangled if they're on top of each other, right?
Yeah.
They're not spread out.
Yep.
As long as the delta is high enough, it should be all right.
Coming up.
Yep.
Coming up all the time.
Surface is a little more lumpy here. It looked more, I'd say around 10 o'clock this morning when the first watch of the day was up
You can
there.
have a
it
delta
looked
of
more
like 20
platey
when
and
we're on top of
flat,
each other, and that's usually okay.
Roger that.
but looks like this is more heavily coated in manganese crust.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of this, because it'll be these jagged in and outs. I mean, I could step out a little more on the next move, and then Argus will be a bit farther away. And
Yeah, it looks like this is curving around.
yeah,
a bit
I
more.
can see it a bit. We're kind of in a hollow, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
I mean, yeah, it looks like the bathy kind of curves back out again. So we might, if we step back a little bit, then we'll be kind of ahead of that little.
Yeah, this is super low res,
Crevice.
so I think in general you're right. Yeah.
Pilot,
Sorry.
at about 5 o'clock, now 6 o'clock, there seems to be a branch with a sea star on it. And I think the sea star's eating the coral, and I'd like to check out that interaction.
Okay. It's about center screen in a minute. Is it this one here
Yeah.
you're talking about?
That's right, center screen.
Sure. We'll have a look.
Good, my pointer is still available. Should I need to break glass?
Breaking glass is always desired on the ship.
Right.
This means good luck, right?
Yeah.
Champagne.
Break glass in case of luck. I think if I do another,
Sea spider 2 at 10 o'clock up there on the overhang.
I don't want to get too far away from the wall. That's the problem here.
I think this looks pretty good running right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to guess the strike
Roger.
so we can move along it. So if Argus was facing,
All right, video, please push in.
Alright, zooming in.
Hold that. We'll get a little bit closer, get some more light on it, and then we'll push in more.
Okay.
Unless I turn my joy gain down too much.
Looks good, Jess.
All right, push in please, video.
Okay, zooming.
That's good. And we'll just float up a bit.
So this looks like a sea star. It's preying upon a unsuspecting bamboo coral. This bamboo coral is unbranched, but it does look very similar to the ones that we've seen in the area.
Come wide, video, please.
Coming wide.
Thank you.
I think that should be useful enough to get a reasonable identification of a couple of these species.
Sure. Steve, you want me to go back in and see it again, or do you want me to just keep on going on?
Let's move on.
Roger.
Wait till Colin move till you catch up. Maybe we'll get a better sense of where that cliff's going.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Steve, do we know what kind of sea star that was?
Asteroid sea star. Yeah.
Okay.
Just broad groups for now. Check the guide and see if we can refine that ID.
Got it.
How's lateraling in that current?
That's a bit strong of a current, but
Yeah.
let's see if we can do it.
Does the Doppler give you current, Ernie?
On the DVL?
Yeah.
No, doesn't, unless it starts to drive away, and then in which case we can guess. Had that happen before, sitting stationary and there's a strong current. DVL starts to drive away in the opposite direction of the current.
Trying to track a fish.
Yeah.
So this image is looking straight down, or that's
That's straight ahead on Herc.
straight ahead on Herc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a fish
Oh,
at the
that's
top.
the Tritech.
The sea prints.
Upper left, there's a fish. Can we do a quick snap in on that?
Sure. All right, video, go ahead and push in a bit there.
Zooming.
Hold that.
Holding.
I was gonna. It's not. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Bounce it around. You want any more in that? Can you get an ID from that? Probably not.
And if you have any more, that's okay to identify it to general group, but anything else you can give us is nice too.
Okay.
She's doing it. She's going in.
Even if it's for a second.
All right, video, go ahead and push in there, please.
Zooming.
Okay, hold that.
All right. Well, he wants to hide. I think that's good enough.
Oh, wait. Video, come on, please.
Zooming out.
Good flying, Jess.
Yeah, that was a
Full
hollow
wide
star.
for a sec.
Full wide.
Okay.
And then we're also looking at a bamboo
right.
coral here.
There's a lot of memory in Argus. It still seems to be.
Swinging some more.
Well, it was. It's about done probably now, I hope. But still got some leash to go before we can assess the next one.
looking at for environment? We've got a temperature of 2.5 degrees C. Salinity is about 34.6. And oxygen around 80 micromoles per liter. Low, but not that low.
It's a little shelf.
Oh. IKEA. All right, Rennie. I think.
Yeah, okay, so you think another north move? No, maybe 15? You think that ought to keep us good? Because we're slightly, Argus is at 300, so east would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Between 0 and 15, I think.
I think 15 would be cool.
All right, let's do 15. Bridge, nav. 1 step, 20 meters, bearing 015. Thank you.
Thanks, Rennie.
You guys think now would be a good time to give a quick introduction, let everybody know who's talking to them?
Sure. Sure.
All right, we'll start with me. How about we tell them what our role is on the ship, and then what we do when we're not traveling with the Nautilus.
Sure.
All right. My name's Justin Richards. I'm a science teacher from Spartanburg, South Carolina. My role on the ship is Science Communication Fellow. I'm going to pass it down the line.
Sweet. My name's Emily Ballard. I am one of the video engineers on board, and I am from Connecticut. And when I'm not on the boat, I used to be a student, but now I'm not a student, so I'm in the limbo period of finding a job and not being a student anymore.
It's a good place to be.
That is a good place to be.
So many options in front of you.
My name's Dan. I'm Argus pilot at the moment. I'm from Portland, Oregon, actually a little south of Portland, Oregon. And we have a farm there where we raise cows and grow hay and generally spend all the money that we make offshore on it.
That's a good descriptor.
We'll meet up later and I'll tell you some stories about cows.
Get some swap stories at that point. Yeah. My name's Jess Sandoval. I'm sitting Herc, and I live in California. And when I'm not here, I'm working on my PhD at University of California, San Diego.
Renato Kane, sitting in the navigation seat, and I live on the Nautilus. And when I'm not here, I'm traveling.
I feel that, Rennie. Back row.
Yeah,
the corkscrew one? Is that what you're talking about, Steve?
Sorry, Steve, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, no, I was just spelling out for
okay.
loggers back here the name of this spiral coral. So if you want to zoom on something while we're waiting, dead center, just in the kind of 11 o'clock direction, there's a spiral coral to the lower left of the big 5-armed star-shaped thing.
It's almost center screen right now. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get some light on that.
Yeah.
Stand by one. Oh, I see. It is a spiral.
Yeah.
Weird.
In the meanwhile, while they're setting up the shot for that coral, sitting in the watch lead position, my name's Steve Oskovich. I am the watch lead for the 12 to 4. And in this case, ooh, there's a couple things on there actually. In this case, when I'm not on this ship, I'm probably on another ship or back in the lab analyzing samples that we've gotten from recent cruises.
All right,
I'm a
video.
graduate
Come
student
in, please.
at Temple
Okay, zoom
University, and I study deep water corals.
Hold that.
Holding.
This is pretty cool. So we have here a black coral, possibly in the genus Sticopathes.
All right, push in a little bit more there, video.
Purple, probably the most purple thing we've seen today.
Hold that.
Crinoid, not the stalked kind that we've been seeing lately, but purple crinoid or feather star.
Do you mind if I do a quick zoom just to focus?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, guys. Lost it there for a second.
Some interesting stuff here.
Coming down a little bit.
So these black corals, they come in a bunch of different body types, morphologies. This one happens to be unbranched. Sometimes they're referred to as sea whips. But yeah, these can be sometimes quite dense.
Okay, push in
in
a
this
little bit more
case, we've
video.
seen
Okay,
several of
pushing
them
in.
on this dive.
Hold that.
But they're often associated with attached organisms like these feather stars, other things like brittle stars, other echinoderms are sometimes attached, and using them as support to get up into the current to feed, like this one's doing. All right, I think we're all set with that.
Yeah, come
That
wide,
shot.
video.
Hi, coming wide.
Nice shot, guys.
Want
Good
to
job,
So close.
keep moving down the row here?
Roger.
Hi, I'm Jen Humphreys. I'm here as a guest scientist. When I'm not on the boat, this is actually my first time here on the ship. I am a second-year grad student at University of California, Riverside for igneous petrology and geochemistry.
You're not on SPO.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Hi there. My name is Alicia Dazani. This is my first cruise on Nautilus, and I'm one of the data loggers and the science intern. And when I'm not on the ship, I am a fourth-year student at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Go Gauchos.
Go Gauchos.
Studying biology.
12 o'clock. I see something coiling and waving in the wind there. You see
You
what
want
I'm
to
talking?
take the one that's pretty much on the top of the screen there?
Yeah, spirally.
Spirally.
It is, yeah,
Dead center, almost?
yeah.
Okay, we'll just have a look. See what you see.
Just want to get a zoom on that.
Sure. Get you set up here real quick. I don't know if this is spirally, the one that I think you're looking at. This guy that's coming up over here.
Oh yeah, it is spiraling.
Yep.
I had my doubts as well.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I doubted you. Okay, you can push in there a little bit there, video.
Okay,
I'll let
pushing
you
in.
know.
Steve knows his stuff.
So we're looking at
Hold that.
a new, at least I haven't seen this one on this dive yet. Just watching from downstairs, but this is an octocoral. A tiny little one. Usually they get much bigger, but this genus is called Iridogorgia, I think. Based on the morphology we see in front of us, we can see it's an octocoral. It has a coiled, oh, there goes, I'll tell you a funny story about those later. Yeah, so the octocoral, it looks like it has a shrimp or possibly a worm.
A shrimp.
Video, you want to push in?
End.
Hold that.
This one's interesting because it looks pretty fleshy. Usually these are pretty fragile looking, but this Iridogorgia, yeah, it looks like a shrimp.
Shrimp.
You can see that the red part is the head region, and then the tail is just on the top of the second coil there.
Oh, video, come wide, please.
Going wide.
But I think that would suffice for the coral, unless you want to get more shots of the shrimp to identify it. I don't know if we'll be able to either way, but
I can get you guys a better angle here if you want.
okay, that sounds great.
And then we'll probably move a bit more, and then we can get Argus to move again.
Yep.
So this coral
Alright.
can
Video,
get
go ahead,
very
push in.
large,
Okay, zooming.
sometimes in excess of several meters.
Hold that. Come back out a little bit. Video.
Zooming out a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, very nice. This
It is a shrimp.
Yep. This is a Chrysogorgiid coral.
Alright, you want to come wide,
family
please?
Chrysogorgiidae.
Still be all right.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Sometimes called golden corals because of the color of their axis, the skeleton.
Current's strong right now.
There's white tissue covering this one, but if you were to remove that, you would see the nice metallic or golden luster.
Your head.
Oh wow, there's
walk
a
around when you're
eel.
up close.
Eel to the lower left.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
popped out of nowhere. Might be too fast for us.
Not too fast for Jess.
Did you want to zoom on that eel?
Yeah, if you can.
All right, let's see what we can do.
It seemed like it was moving really fast, so I wasn't sure if it was going to get caught in the current. But we haven't seen an eel.
Video, you want to push in there?
Hi.
Eel-like
Hold that.
fish.
And we're just
Yeah.
going to
Well,
kind of
I've
wow.
seen eel-like fishes, but not like this.
Micro eel.
Man, if only they'd stop moving.
You want to push in there a bit more, video?
Zooming.
That's good.
We're trying to get your beauty shots.
Yeah. It's a tough call.
Just, yeah, find something to eat. Just don't move for like 3 seconds.
We don't have any fish
push in there,
specialists
please?
on the
Zooming.
ship right now, but
Hold that.
Holding.
Oh,
we do
come
have
back.
fish specialists
out.
ashore who are
Okay.
graciously providing their expertise in field identifying some of these fishes for us.
All right, push in there a bit there, video.
Zooming.
Hold that.
So
Holding.
we're interested in the head and fin structure.
Okay.
This is definitely not one we've seen so far. Unless it's I don't know.
This thing is elusive. You
Yeah.
want to come wide there, video?
Coming wide.
You want me to chase the eel some more, or should we keep moving?
Let's move. Yeah.
Outer.
Great flying, Jess. That was awesome. You're on like 1,000-mile zoom tracking a wriggling eel on a cliff face
With high current.
in a little cove.
All in a
with
day's
current.
work.
I think that's pretty.
The scaling lasers on? Or just not seeing it?
Oh, no, they're off right now. I'm not sure if the... Steve, do you guys want scaling lasers on right now, or are you guys good without them?
Yeah, please.
All right, they're on.
Give some perspective as to the size of some of these stalked crinoids. We think they're Guillicrinus, which is a species or a genus of crinoids we've seen in this area. We don't have a good idea of the species, but I understand a few of them were collected in recent expeditions in the Central Pacific, so hopefully someone will be able to take a look at those and come to an identification, and we'll be able to easily identify what we're looking at.
So we've been in here half an hour. How far have we moved, Rennie?
Ooh. Getting the hard questions, huh? Yeah, I should have dropped the target when we first came in.
Approximately.
I don't think we have moved more than...
Like a ship length?
I don't think we've moved more than 150 meters.
So just out of curiosity, can I give you another hard question, Nav?
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, I'll set up if you could do a quick zoom on this colony that's coming into position at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Video, you want to push in there, please?
Zooming.
Hold that.
Holding.
Thank you.
So my question for now
Push in, please, video.
Zooming.
is
Hold that.
Holding.
What is
assuming our pace right now, whatever it is, how long approximately would it take us to get to the base of this cone that waypoint 5 lies on?
Video,
Waypoint
push in a
4?
little bit more there, please.
Zooming.
Is it 4?
I think
That's
4 is
good,
at the
thank
top
you.
here.
Holding.
4 is at the top, yeah. So
Let's see. Give me a second. I think
Yeah.
5 hours.
okay.
It took less than a second. Sorry. It's 1,500 meters away. About a half an hour. We moved maybe 150 meters.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've. Yeah, 6, 7 hours. 5 to 7 hours. We could.
Very nice pilot. Thanks. Great imagery.
All right, come wide there, video.
Zooming out.
Great.
So that was an octocoral, and it's a Chrysogorgia octocoral in that family. And the genus name is Metallogorgia, like metal, M-A-T-A-L, double L in that case, O, Metallo, G-O-R-G-I-A.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Argus is facing 300. We want to go. BZO, 300.
Let's see. We can do either a 0 or 30, probably. Not 30, 50 maybe.
Not 30, yeah. Do you want to try a 0?
Yeah, we can do a 0.
All right. See how it goes.
Better.
We do have that kind
Harder
of ridge.
turn.
Yeah, but if we're only going 20 meters.